So a lot of landlords, certainly the newer landlords and investors, aren't going to be aware of miscellaneous costs were associated with running HMO and blocks of flats. And it's not so much with single lets, but certainly with blocks of flats and HMOs. And these are miscellaneous costs, as an example, change of keys. Now, as an example, when you have to change a lock at a house, firstly, you'd have to send out a locksmith, normally late at night, but if it's an emergency. After that, then you'd have to get, let's say if it was a HMO of 6 rooms, then you'd have to get 6 new copies of keys cut, plus an additional 3, one for the key safe, one for the agent to store at the office, and potentially one for the landlord as well. And that is, getting those keys cut isn't often done by the locksmith. So, it does require somebody to come out and do that. And then, in addition to that, you'd have to then coordinate access with, let's say it's 6 tenants, then you have to coordinate access for 6 actual tenants, and they will work at, they work different shifts. So they'll come home or be home at different times, and that's going to be a bit of a pain. And that's also another issue. And, some of these miscellaneous costs can be minimized with the right systems, process and policies in place. For example, try to avoid having 2 front doors, like a porch door and a front door in your HMO, because then instead of 9 keys, you need double that for any tenant. So instead of 9 keys, you probably need 18 keys, because you need 1 set for each door. And if you have to change anything, you'd have to basically replace all those keys. So, or use the same barrel for both locks, but that's quite expensive. And use push button locks where you can. So, there are ways to minimize it, but ultimately it actually just boils down to having a good lettings agent. Now, lettings agents typically do not randomly attend properties to do things like cut keys, wait around for deliveries, wait around for surveys and stuff like that, because it's it can be a massive time sink. A window, for example, a waiting window could be as long as like 3 to 6 hours for delivery, or waiting for contractors. Getting keys cut, that could take half a day, because you need to go and get the keys, you need to drive to a key cutting place, drive around, all that sort of stuff. It takes up a lot of time, and a lot of agents will charge the landlord for that. So all these things do add up. A good lettings agent, however, will actually just coordinate with the team, with tenants, with contractors, and try to do it in a way where they can meet those goals, but while not racking up all those costs, basically trying to do it for free. Hi guys, if you don't know me already, my name is Nguyen. We let and manage high quality HMOs and single lets in and around Birmingham, and these are the sort of miscellaneous costs that you do have to keep in mind when owning or investing in HMOs and blocks of flats. The keys are a big one, and if, as the investor, if you don't have the right setup in place, the right systems in place, these costs will rack up over time. It might seem minor to you, but it's going to cost the lettings agent a lot of time, money, and ultimately that's going to cost you, the landlord, time and money. So, when planning your HMO, for example, try to plan ahead and try to put things in place that will systemize everything as much as possible. A good example of that would be having push button locks for bedrooms, and maybe having just one set of keys for the front door, rather than having to go for 2 front doors and therefore having 2 set of keys for each tenant. All right, hopefully that's been helpful. Don't forget to like and follow. All right, see you.